Hi guys, happy Thursday. It is time to talk the Real Housewives of New Jersey. I have some tea for you guys because Melissa Gorga was just interviewed on the Wendy Williams show. It's still Wendy Williams show. So she was interviewed and asked questions about her husband and the whole reunion walk-off. So I want to give you guys that tea. And then I also want to let you know that I'm going to do a whole separate video on the Ray J, Kim, and Kanye whole sex tape scandal and how the Kardashians have basically been lying to us for the last 20 years. So before we get started, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Set your alerts so that you don't miss anything that I have coming up, because I post at different times depending on the content or what kind of, tea that I have to give you guys. So let's jump right in. Melissa Gorga was interviewed, and the first thing that Mike asked her was, like, what's up with your husband? He's, the most loved house husband of them all. I was so upset to see him walk off stage. And basically, Melissa let us know that he is a paid cast member, that he is paid to be there. She also mentioned that Andy chased after him. She said that twice, okay? And she only talked for like 5 minutes. But basically, she said that he's a paid cast member, and it's very strange because normally the husbands don't get paid, okay? Like the husbands and the kids are a package deal, because you are allegedly a real housewife and a reality TV star. So the family is just a bonus, basically. But we saw Gia make $50,000 off of her appearances and confessionals with the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Allegedly, that's what her contract was. And when the husbands found out that Gia was getting paid, they wanted to get paid too. So some people claim that the husbands have been getting paid for several years now. I don't think that they have been. I think they got mad when Gia made the $50,000, and then they went and demanded money from Bravo too, because they do have a good thing going, and people do love, because it's a genuine friendship between the men, and I think viewers like that a lot, and I think Bravo knows that because it's like a sincere friendship that they all have, and that's one of the only franchises that have husbands that get along and hang out, and that they film by themselves actually. So, but anyways, let's get back to, so Melissa tells us that Joe is a paid cast member. He is paid to be there, and she says that Andy chased after him and reminded him, we pay you to be here. We know you're not here just because you want to be. We want you here, and so on. And she said that he was just so insulted by his sister for putting him down, the comments that she made, that's why he walked off stage. And she said that she couldn't believe that he asked Melissa, whose side are you on? Are you on Marge's side or are you on Teresa's side? And she answered it indirectly. She said that she knows Marge asked a lot of questions and that Teresa did not like that. She said she couldn't believe Teresa was so upset over the questions. She said, that's what we do. We talk about whatever's going on in the press. So I don't understand why she was so upset. I was surprised that she said that, because I've heard so many different rumors about Melissa and Joe on Instagram and the internet, and I never have seen them ever aired or ever made on camera. It's well known she was allegedly selling some fake Chanel's out of envy, and when the customers realized that they were fake, she claimed that she didn't know and that she had gotten, taken as well. And then when they wanted refunds, she was just ignoring them, and they had to go online and start leaving like reviews for her to like address them and actually refund them for the purses. And we never heard a peep of that on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And then also there was allegedly, I saw this for myself. I did. It was like live time. I happened to be on Instagram when Joe Gorga posted a photo of the house that he claims he had remodeled and flipped, and he had shown before and after photos. Well, the owners of the home got on Instagram and started commenting that this was their home and that they had paid to have it remodeled, and that it wasn't Joe Gorga that remodeled it. He eventually deleted the post and said that it had been uploaded by an assistant on accident. So he apologized to the homeowners because they were furious and they were commenting and they were responding to people, letting them know this was not his flip. He did not work on their home. So we never heard about that on the show either. And that, you know, that was all alleged, but I did see that on Instagram. You know, Kim D alleges a lot of things about Joe as like a landlord and his buildings being up to code and, you know, not having heat during COVID. And I think that if this was like brought to the press in any other franchise, it would definitely be stuff that the other castmates would be talking about, but we've never heard any of that air on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. So that to me is a little bit strange. I do think that Joe and Melissa get a good edit from Bravo. I think that Andy does. I think he loves Teresa, and I think he loves Joe as well. And he accepts Melissa just like Teresa does, you know. Melissa is great, but I think that he really just loves Joe Gorga. And he loves the dynamic between the husbands, and he knows he has to keep the wives happy if he wants to keep the husbands happy and keep them filming. There was also a blind item and a rumor that Frank and Joe Gorga was off filming something separate as well. They were filming by themselves. So there's a lot we don't know about what goes on behind the scenes, but allegedly, like I said, Melissa let us know that Joe is a paid cast member. He is not trying to like get involved with the women. He's just doing his job because he is a paid cast member, and Andy Cohen running after him and, you know, letting him know that they pay him to be there. Those were her exact words. We don't get to see that yet. So she said it'll make more sense the second part of the reunion, which we will see on Tuesday. So make sure you comment. Let me know what you guys think. I want to throw in one more last thing about Ashley, Darby, and Michael from the Real Housewives of Potomac, because there's a lot of tea going on about the Real Housewives of Potomac. I wasn't going to go into all this, but I'll give you guys a little bit, okay? So number one, we knew that Michael and Ashley supposedly were separated, and that Ashley had went to Karen Huger's party for the it was like a party celebrating the premiere of her, you know, special that she filmed with her family, and, you know, that whole thing. And that Ashley was going around telling everyone that her and Michael were separated and that she got the bag and she was going to get this money, la, 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 la. And other people were reporting that she had gotten a couple of $1 million in cash and so on and so forth. Well, then Ashley Darby herself revealed like a week ago that her and Michael are still living together. Now, all the other people reporting on this had said Michael had moved out, but Ashley said nothing's really changed much because they still live together. Now, it was allegedly, I thought Michael owned the building that they live in, and, you know, that's maybe why she is saying that they're still living together. Like, maybe he's like living down the hall or something. I don't know. That just seems so strange to me, that everyone would be reporting that Michael is, you know, not living there. And they definitely are broke up, because Michael was, I told you guys, he was on Twitter hashtagging newly single dad. So unless if they've made up and they don't want to tell anyone, I mean, Sherelle's World reported that he paid her like, you know, $3 or $4 million in cash. And I don't think that if you had, you know, $4 million in cash and you didn't want to be married anymore, you would probably get your own place. That would just be my next step, but I could be wrong. And then there's also the stipulation that in the state of Virginia, to be granted a divorce, you have to live separate for a year. So this just doesn't make a lot of sense, guys. Another thing I want to tell you guys, I'm sorry, is, okay, first of all, there's a lot of gossip. I'm going to do a whole nother video on this, but I'm just going to give you guys a little piece of it. Did you guys know that they were 1,000%, the Real Housewives of Potomac were filming in Miami? And guess where they were filming at? Who has a bar in Miami? Who has a bar in Miami? Peter Thomas. Oh yes, Peter Thomas from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. You might remember him. He was married to Cynthia. Remember the whole scandal when they got married on the show and her mother hid the certificate of marriage because she didn't want them to get married, but they got married anyways, and then they got divorced. And then Cynthia claimed he owed her $120,000, and then she sued him to try to get the money. Well, anyways, he's been in Miami, and allegedly he, you know, bought and started a bar called Bar One. You can go on his Instagram. He promotes it plenty. And I'm not gonna lie, Peter got swag. He's like that Jamaican, you know, I don't even know what you want to call it, but Peter has swag. But now there are rumors about Gisele and Peter, you know, kissing in a tree. That's what we're hearing. And the ladies of Potomac were in Miami filming at Bar One, and there's video footage to prove it. Also, Candace did a live, and she was, you know, telling a little bit here and there. So I'm going to do a separate video on that because I gave you guys a lot in this one. But like I said, make sure you hit that like button. It does wonders for my, you know, helps my video, and make sure you subscribe, and don't forget to set that alert. Have a great day.